Hello again, and welcome to journal number 7. This week is almost a catalog of objects, in a sense, is that I spent most of the week really searching in terms of where I wanted to be with that doing, I guess. The picking up of objects. It's still very much so a process that I haven't figured out yet, and I think that's what I spent most of my time, if not doing, thinking about, and kind of contemplating and discussing with other people the extent of where this project can go. And in that regard, I think it has gone to a place where I feel like I can fully take its reins, and I feel like it wants me to engage with it, and therefore I feel like the whole purpose for why I'm doing this seems to be that it strengthens as I go on. And perhaps this is a long drawn out way of saying that I didn't really do all that much this week, but perhaps I'm thinking that there is a lot more doing than I may have realized, and that may be more and more apparent as this object finding and object animation and object kind of storytelling takes hold. And I feel like it's starting to really take a hold of my life. So by the fact that I think that I didn't do much is really just it's really just saying that there was more in what I didn't do than perhaps physically making. And that, to me, seems to show a shift in the way that my work has been so far, because I think for a while it's always been about object making, or sculpture making, or painting making, or drawing making. And I think I haven't really got to the other side where you don't necessarily have to always be making, but there is this almost element where you're just completely in the element of what you are doing and what is moving around you, and how that relates with your practice and the way that you want to work. Because it's not necessarily that work has to be like making something. And I think that's what I've started to realize with this object finding and making. But at the same time, I could be said I'm disappointed this week because I didn't do any work on the paintings or work on the gears. And I think that might have been worse for later on, when I have to actually realize these other kind of making projects, which I think are just as vital and important too. So I think I'm kind of saying about this week that it went very smoothly, in that I was able to develop this eccentric and over-the-top vocabulary with the objects. I feel like it's all complete now, and I'm able to go somewhere. So barring that, I feel like having a week of just that has allowed me to focus on it. And doing all these other things, they might be affected by the fact that I haven't done them, but at the same time I feel like now that the object discovery has kind of finally gotten on its way, it's something that I can put on the back burner in terms of how I associate my time management with it. And now I can really start working on the things that aren't related to the objects and don't have that sort of connection to it. So the painting and the gear making, which I think the gear making, as far as that large sculpture, it did progress a little bit this week. But I'll talk about that a bit later. I mean, I think the important thing was the objects this week, and I did a lot of work just compiling it all, editing that video, and I guess I'll show you kind of a bunch of clips I took during the week that just revolved around how I felt about the object finding and my direct revelations. So what's so great about doing the journals this way now is that I'm able to record things almost as they happen. And I just went on this walk to go to an appointment, and on the way there, in one single block, I was able to pick up even like 4 things right in a row. I was just like, look down, pick up something, look down, pick up something, look down, pick up something. And I just kept doing this, and I guess I've become even more enthused with the objects now. And so yeah, I guess I'll show you. Like, all in this one walk, I was able to pick up all these things. So I'll pull them out of my pocket. You can see that, you know, I just came from the walk. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I was worried about this one because, I don't know, and this one as well, because they seem to be more recognizable objects, but I think I'll be able to cover this one up, and this one I can probably use as a leg or something. That's 10 now. 11. 12. 13. 14. And 15 items, all in one walk. I was pretty happy. And what's cool too is I'm noticing that things stay on the ground. So if I walk over places again and I remember an object that I missed the last time, I'm able to pick them up again. So this object I saw at the beer store in Bathurst, and I was able to kind of walk past there again and pick it up. So I thought that was pretty cool. And that kind of makes me a little bit less kind of like, I have to get this object, I have to get this object. It's more like, I'll just get them when I'm passing, and then that will happen that way. So I'm pretty happy. Anyways.